If you come to our Google Classroom page, you'll find several posts that might be helpful. So the first one includes the syllabus and a place where you can click to sign the contract showing that you went over the requirements for the course with your guardians. And then I also included our class website here where I have various examples of student work. So I wanted to go over that real quick. So under each of these tabs at the top is an assignment that we've done. Over time there's different assignments. I kind of, transition some in and out. So this semester we have anything goes, depth of field, there's a shutter speed assignment kind of focused on motion. There's a portrait assignment. There is like a conceptual assignment where you choose your own. So we'll talk more about that as we go, but for anything goes, it's really literally what it sounds, anything you would like to take pictures of that you find intriguing. These are all student examples. We'll look a lot at professional work throughout this course, but we'll also look back to previous successful examples by students. So there's some amazing ones in our examples here. So some of them were from like transitional periods. You can see that it kind of follows what students are interested in or what's around them. You might even see students you recognize. Some black and white. You can do editing with your cell phones. You can focus on like close up, abstract, whatever you want. So that's anything goes. The depth of field assignment is going to look at how to create separation from the background of whatever object you choose, whether it's a still life object or a person or an animal, and creating that shallow depth of field or that blurry background. We'll learn how to do that with our camera's lens. So you can really see the subjects highlighted against a blurry background in order to create emphasis in your photograph. So here's different student examples that we did in class and out of class. But you can see that blurry background really adds the extra pop to your photograph, something that is easier to do with DSLR cameras versus your cell phone, but it's not impossible. Portraits, again, you might see people you recognize. So these are focused on people. You could do people in public places. You can focus on friends, family members, self-portraits. We'll look at the self-timer mode. This internet's going slow today. But you can see color can be an important element in your portraits. You can use Photoshop. You can use the depth of field concept that we will have already practiced before we dive into portraits. Using lighting, we'll have like techniques on using indoor lighting versus outdoors. Outdoor lighting will probably be the most successful this semester since you probably don't have a portrait studio set up at home, taking advantage of the golden hour when light is at its most beautiful. The hour after sunrise and the hour before sunset. I'm focused on people engaged in activities that they enjoy, like hobbies or places. And again, kind of showing who someone is through your portrait more so than just a pretty face. Okay, so that's portraits. Then motion is another project that we're going to be looking at, how to control how you capture motion. And with your cell phones, again, it's going to be very automatic. You just kind of what you see is what you get. With the DSLR camera, you can do a little bit more experimenting with, capturing motion as stop action or capturing it as more like a slow shutter speed where the lines are more blurred and you have more of a heavenly quality or outer world quality to your photos. So these are all stop action, very quick. This is more of that slow quality with the slow shutter speed. You can do this with your cell phone by capturing objects that are moving very quickly. Your cell phone might be, it's at about a 1 over 1/125th of a second as a shutter speed, so it tends to capture very, very quick moving objects as blur. But people running tend to be more stopped. So these are just different examples of where students found motion in their everyday lives. All right, and then conceptual, that is something that we'll talk more about as we get closer to that because it's student choice. So it's basically whatever you, over the course of the semester, decide you really want to focus on for your last final camera assignment.